Okay, so what I'm going to show you here today is how to make a cover for your Barnes & Noble paperback, utilizing nothing more than a picture of your own choosing, Microsoft Word, and a PDF reader such as Adobe Acrobat. Now, of course, there are companies out there that will help you make a cover, and if that's the route you want to take, then so be it. But in my case, I already had a vision of what I wanted my cover to look like, so I decided to try it myself. And by try, I mean that there was a great deal of trial and error, which is why I decided to make a video of the process, so that it won't take the rest of you as long as it did me. Basically, I'm more or less going to recreate the process of making the cover that you currently see on your screen. Obviously, your cover will vary, and therefore you will have to make some adjustments, but in terms of the broad strokes, what I'm showing here should work for most. Also, I should make it clear that I'm using Microsoft Word 2013, so there may be some variance in your version of Word, but again, the broad strokes should be more or less the same. Okay, let's make a cover. Okay, so I'm going to start by just opening up a regular blank document. Okay, then I go to Page Layout, and I want to change my size, so I go down to the More Options. And let's see here. I switch it to 6.125 and then the other one to 9.25. That's just sort of the standard paperback size. You can check with Barnes & Noble if you want a different size, but that's just sort of standard. And I want to first insert a picture. So I insert my picture. You may recall that from the cover that you saw earlier. Now I'm centering it on the page. And now I am putting the text so that the text runs in front of the picture. The reason why you want to put the picture behind the text is so that you can write over your picture. Say if you had a full picture across the entire thing, the entire page, you'd want to be able to write over the top of it. And also, like in my case, where I put unnovel is going to go over the top of the picture. Okay, now I change the color of the background. As you'll note, the colors are different. So what I need to do now is adjust the picture. I use that one on the side there. That gets you to... you probably don't actually have to do what I'm doing here, narrowing it in. If your picture's already like basically two colors like I had it, it'll already blank it out. But as you can see now, it's completely blanked out. Then I go to my font. I'm switching my font around. I'm changing the color of the font, the size, and let's see. Oh yes, I also want a black outline around it, around the orange. Okay, now I type the title in. I think I'll probably center it next. Yeah, center it. This one's over on the right, so right justified is where I had a novel. The font's a little different as well, or the size of it anyway. I type a novel there. I didn't like the margins. That isn't how I had it set up. I set it up to 0.5. That moved. You notice it moved. Okay, I guess I highlighted this and I wanted to move it down a little bit, so I just changed the font so I can move it down just a bit. That lined up a novel pretty well too. So now it's just a matter of getting my name on there. Make that a little bit bigger font. Okay, now that's typed in. Looks more or less as the cover as I had it. Okay, now, this is a big step here. You need to go into, either that I'm just wasting time, I don't know. Okay, so I go to the bottom one there, I think that says Options. And that opens up this screen. Now, here, you have to go to Save Here, once you've opened this up. Now you go down to the bottom there. Now this is the key thing you must do. You have to click on that top thing to embed the font, and then you have to click out of that to ensure that it embeds all the font. It will reject it. It'll tell you that it's rejected in the Barnes & Noble setup if you don't do that. Okay, so now essentially you have your file, and now you can save it, save as, there, and then you save it wherever you want to save it. But then here's the key part. Again, you go down to the kind of file you're going to save it as. You click on it, you go down to a PDF file. Because that's what the Barnes & Noble will ask for, is a PDF file. So you click on that and it pops up. At least in my Microsoft Word, that's what it did. It popped up as a PDF file right away. And you can see the cover, and that's essentially what I'm uploading. And what you'll upload when you do this method is that PDF file. You can get a better look at as a whole. And of course you do this all for the rear as well. Okay, so here's how the back cover looked. I put an image. I obviously didn't center that image. I put it down in the bottom. And then I just typed my text in an orange font. In there I used justified borders, and then that's what it will look like in a PDF format, which then you upload for the back cover. And that is basically what you do. So what you see here is how it turned out. It looks way better in person than it does on film. In fact, I think it looks better in real life than it does on the computer screen. In other words, if you make it look really nice on the screen, it'll look even better in your hands. Okay, so if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section, and I or someone else will hopefully answer them for you. Good luck!